Cleveland to that would make waves.
You would have been able to get a lot more for him than what you did. I feel like they should have gotten more than a 5th and a 6th round for Cooper.
Interesting. Yeah.
I get the contract is a big part of why they had to take
maybe
less,
there was a personality thing that we just don't know.
It was such a bummer.
See everything that's going to happen.
That was such a huge move for Cleveland. You're like, okay, Cleveland is really going
But let's
deep.
talk about Cleveland.
Well, before we get to that, because I do want to come back to them, I want to highlight a couple other ones here. So,
all right.
Khalil Mack goes to the Chargers.
Okay.
From the Chicago Bears, they get a 6th and a 2nd round pick for Khalil Mack. That's a huge upgrade, I think, for that Chargers defense. Now, Khalil Mack is aging. He's definitely getting a little bit older, but I think that's a huge pickup. Then, we just gotta talk about Cleveland because I want to come back to some of these other two huge trades. So let's go back to Cleveland. Deshaun Watson goes from the Houston Texans to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Is there any lingering litigation that we know of?
No criminal litigation that we know of. There's still the potential of civil cases coming against Deshaun Watson, and really it's I think kind of a mixed bag of things. I think the second that they announced that they weren't pursuing criminal charges, this news was front and center for about 36 hours before it all went down. He is not going to get litigation from or not be charged for these 22 cases of sexual assault to he is now a Cleveland Brown. And there was a massive haul that the Houston Texans got. So Bill O'Brien, who absolutely destroyed the Houston Texans in giving away absolutely everything when it came to draft picks for players and all this absolutely destroyed the team. I feel like they went ahead and saved their franchise's future by trying to win some of it back. They got a 2023 first round pick, a 2024 first, and a 2022, 23, 24 first round picks from the Cleveland Browns, a 2022 fourth, a 2023 third, and a 2024 fourth round pick. So they got 6 picks overall, 3 prime picks, and 2 fourths and a third. So this was a huge haul for the Houston Texans to ship out Deshaun Watson, who they had already moved on from.
Anyway, right? Yeah,
and this makes Cleveland a legit contender in that division.
You think so? Where's Baker go?
No one knows. I'll bet you Baker's going to end up being cut at some point.
You don't think they've already changed the locks then at the stadium for those progressive commercials, or?
Well, I'll bet you that the security code isn't 6 anymore.
You don't think so? Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Baker's done in Cleveland.
Yeah. Wow. See, I almost have a problem with that. Just what is going on? We've talked about it. I feel like kind of year over year, I was starting to turn a corner on the franchise for the Browns. That they found a franchise quarterback. He's had a little bit of success. He can carry this team forward. One bad year, in my opinion, from what I've seen. I
think it was kind of 2 bad years. Now, he was a little bit more injured this year, but it was certainly 2 bad years.
Damn, that guy seemed like he had I don't know, just all the backing in the world. I just think it was a little premature to say, we need to replace this guy. That's just doing more of the same, which clearly doesn't work for them.
I think potentially, the talent in Deshaun Watson is far superior to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, no doubt.
And
I'll take that, sure.
The fact that they were able to go get him, yes, it cost them an arm and a leg.
All right.
I think they are ready to win now. I think that shows the fact that they were able to get Amari Cooper for little to nothing.
Yeah.
They have great weapons, and that one of the best running back tandems in the league.
Yeah.
And then you add Amari Cooper on the outside. I think they have great tight ends in Njoku as well too. Although
how was the defense last year?
Good, average, middle of the road.
Yeah. Our show, yeah.
Average, middle of the road. Not nothing terrible, nothing bad. And then I think the Cleveland Browns really take a step forward. Because Pittsburgh is taking a step backwards. I think Baltimore. If Baltimore's not healthy, they will be exactly what they were this year, just mediocre team. And then really the team in that division is going to be Cincinnati. Can Cincinnati repeat what they did last year?
Yeah,
And
why not?
If not, then it's Cleveland's division for the taking.
Okay. So we're talking about a Cleveland wild card, maybe Baltimore. I mean, that's going to be a tough division.
It's a tough division.
You have some good
Pittsburgh is for the first time in a long time at the bottom.
Yeah.
So
Roethlisberger's out. Done.
Yeah. And I mean, they have nobody.
Okay.
They have nobody.
Yeah. This show would be nothing if we did not talk about Tampa Bay.
But we can't
Brady.
move on. We can't move on.
Well, we
there
can't.
yet.
What else you got?
No.
We got to talk about what's going on down there, though.
Russell
in
Wilson.
the South.
Russell Wilson traded from the Seattle Seahawks.
All right.
To your Denver Broncos.
Yeah. No, I do like that.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Although the guy's getting older, right? But not too old. Not too old at all.
He's in his early mid 30s. I think he's 34.
Yeah.
So
extreme talent.
Extreme talent, and look at that wide receiver core.
Holy know.
Crap.
Yeah, and it worked before.
Cortland Sutton,
everyone's saying
Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy. Yeah. And here's the thing, man. Bronco fans are upset. Like, oh, man, we had to give up a lot for it. Yeah, you did. Oh, we lost Noah Fant. Trust me, you're not missing anything. That dude's injured all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Albert Owegana. I'm sorry, I'm not saying his name right. Albert O. We're just going to go with Albert O. That's his nickname.
Yeah.
That dude is a legit end zone talent.
Okay.
He is going to change the game.
Okay.
And he is absolutely, they are ready to move forward with Alberto as a tight end. And that is such a great trade to package Noah Fant to get rid of him. Now, they gave up a lot for it, but Broncos are going to be a legit contender. But here's the thing, man, that is one of the toughest divisions, too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
no doubt.
The Chargers continue to get better. The Chiefs got worse, I feel. But then you have the Broncos and you have the Raiders, who got better with this trade. Devonta Adams.
Yeah.
They picked him up from the Green Bay Packers.
Now, is Adams going to be, was that more of a, like, who is carrying who between
Rodgers and Adams?
Thank you. And Adams.
It was both. It was both. Rodgers was able to do it before without Adams.
Okay.
Adams hasn't done it, quote unquote, without Rodgers, but Adams' talent is there.
Okay.
It took him a while to get there, but it is there. He is a touchdown machine. Yeah. He played college football with Derek Carr. So the connection's already there.
Yeah, that. Always like that.
They spent years together playing in college. I think it'll be fine.
Yep.
So I think it's a big upgrade for the Las Vegas Raiders. Big downgrade for the Green Bay Packers. Even though they brought back Aaron Rodgers, we'll have to see how that works out.
And Green Bay, I mean,
they also lost MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He signed with the Chiefs.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they should be kind of, like, as you said, worse. But exciting things for Mile High City. Just good note to make that Wilson was the guy to, turn down, take over the Super Bowl against the Broncos in 2012. I think that's an interesting thing. I wonder how many times that's happened where a champion of a Super Bowl has later played for that team.
Probably. Well, quarterback... Probably
especially
little to none.
Right.
Other positions, especially on the defensive side, it probably happened.
It's probably happened more. Yeah. I'll take that.
Two other big moves. I just want to say Robert Woods, one of my favorite wide receivers for a very long time, moves on to his third team. He was traded from the Los Angeles Rams to the Tennessee Titans.
How good are the Rams going to be, though?
The Rams are going to be great.
You think they'll still be good?
The Rams are going to be great because they signed Alshon Jeffrey, who's been out of the league for a while. They signed Allen Robinson, and that is the position that's replacing Robert Woods. That Allen Robinson is no longer an elite.
Yep.
They don't need him to be elite there. Even in Chicago, that dude would catch anything that was in his radius, even though those balls were horribly thrown. He'll catch anything in his radius, but he doesn't have to be the primary. The primary is going to be Cooper Kupp, and we know this. They're still even looking at bringing back OBJ. And I think he was a great addition to that team. And that would be...
He gets hurt, but you have depth.
And then Matt Ryan gets traded from the Atlanta Falcons. Thank God for Matt Ryan. He gets to go to the Indianapolis Colts. Good team, good receiving core, good running back. That was some of the other ones right there.
So it's funny, though. The Colts are doing something very similar that Denver is doing, like what they had done with success with Peyton Manning. And Indy then did go to the playoffs with Rivers. Mm-hmm. They didn't go far, but hey, they made it. And especially after having to figure out what to do after Luck, this feels very much the same. Do you think it works out, though, for them? Because you're only getting, a couple of seasons? at
Yeah,
best.
I think they'll get a couple seasons out of him. I think overall that's a pretty solid.
Because what it sounds like is
Move
that
for
you're
them.
doubling down. Like, you have to win.
Yeah,
Like, that's the
I mean,
expectation.
it's a good team. They haven't been able to find a permanent staple since Andrew Luck, but I think Matt Ryan is the best that they brought in over the past couple of years between Phillip Rivers and Carson Wentz.
All right.
Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely the best option that they've had in the last couple of years. So,
Okay.
A couple other call outs here. Jameis Winston stays with New Orleans. Russell Gage moves from Atlanta to Tampa Bay. You want to talk about Tampa
do
Bay?
want to talk
I'm gonna
about
throw it out to you
Tampa.
here.
Come on.
Talk about TB12.
I mean, what else is there to say? He's back. He's gone. He's back again. All right. So there we go. We're getting more.
That's
more
all you fucking give me? Are you
So,
serious?
Yeah, dude.
You teased it already, and that's what you give me?
I thought you were going to be excited to talk about that Godwin's still there. You got.
I love
Evans
the signing of
that's
Godwin.
still-
Godwin is the biggest signing for that.
Yeah.
So, extending Godwin, keeping him there in Tampa Bay, he is the future of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as far as the receiving core goes. Mike Evans is probably going to be moving on at some point. I'm not sure when that's going to be. I know he still has a couple of years left, I believe, on his contract, but yeah, he's moving on. It's some point in the future. But yeah, I mean, that's still a elite wide receiver core there. And
Sure.
the big thing that they added was Russell Gage. Like, that's the replacement for Antonio Brown.
No doubt.
And he's not as good as Antonio Brown. He's probably less crazy than Antonio Brown.
Like less volatile. Yeah.
Yeah, well, everybody's less volatile than Antonio Brown.
He's the diva
that
of
dude's
divas on wide receiver.
That dude's a match in a
Yeah.
dynamite pit, man.
Yeah,
He's a little bit crazy. Some of the other big moves, I like Christian Kirk going to Jacksonville. I think that could be pretty good for him getting out of.
So,
Arizona
okay,
and
real
moving over
quick,
there.
and I know we should wrap it up on this episode, but Jacksonville, come on, way too early pick. I mean, do they make an improvement with Lawrence over there throwing the ball for his second year?
You need to
Sophomore
see
year, is
it.
he
I
gonna
mean,
do it?
they added Zay Jones, they added and they added Christian Kirk. I mean, they've certainly committed to that role. They have a good running back room. We still have to see what I can't think of his
Are
name
they a
right
better
now.
than 500 team though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would like to see it. I didn't see enough from Lawrence last year
Yeah.
to convince me that.
I agree. I don't know that there was
That
enough
they're
there.
good enough.
Yeah, tons of success in Clemson.
Has the
obviously.
pedigree.
Yeah,
Not sure if
but
he.
it just doesn't. It's going to be one of those stories, perhaps, that did not translate to the pros. Unfortunately.
A couple other call outs here, big ones. Mitchell Trubisky goes to Pittsburgh. Chase Edmond, we already mentioned that. He moves to Miami. I think that's a big one. Gerald Everett goes from Seattle to Los Angeles. He's a Charger now. So,
Okay.
I think that's.
By the way, with Russell Wilson out, do they have a signed quarterback in Seattle?
It's currently Drew Lock, who's the quarterback for the Broncos. And so Seattle is going to be horrendous.
Huh. That's all I can say is, huh.
If you're playing fantasy football and redraft, I may advise you to steer away from Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf at this point in time.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think that wraps it up for us today.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know.
plenty more to talk about in the NFL, but there's also plenty more time to talk about.
Yeah,
the
we'll get to that. So I think what's exciting is our next episode is going to be baseball. We're bringing our special guest back. We're just going to talk a little bit more about baseball. We're going to get him involved there. That's a sport of choice.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.